Hello, am I audible? Mm, Just let me know. Okay, so we'll start with uh, today's topic, that is arrangements. So basically, we have seen linear arrangement, circular arrangement. Now there are types of question based on rectangle and square arrangement. So these types of question can be solved on the fundamentals of circular arrangement, but we have to arrange the given people with terms of the sides that is mentioned. So for rectangle, so basically this is a rectangle, this is a and this is a square. So there are conditions given that there are two people sitting on the smaller side, two people sitting on the bigger side, or there can be questions based. There are people sitting on corner. So whenever there are people sitting on corner, this is how the arrangement looks, while the rest people sit in between. So we'll solve a certain number of questions based on rectangle and square arrangement. So this is a very easy topic to solve. So we'll directly start with with the questions. So this one is a rectangular table, and just be careful while reading the question. It is not always necessary that the people will be facing towards the center. It can be towards the center, or maybe it can be also facing outside the center, which means suppose this is a square and the person who is facing the center is sitting on the corner, and the person sitting on the table, exact on the table, is facing outwards. So the left and right position for the person facing outward will be here and here, while it will be vice versa for the person facing towards the center. So this is a basic fundamental. Give 5 minutes and try to solve this question. Take 5 minutes, read the given conditions, and try to solve it. So it's a rectangular table. Point number one. So there are six friends A, B, C, D, E, F facing the center. So everyone is facing the center, such that two people sit along each longer side and one person sit on the narrower side, which means two people sit over here and one people on the narrower side, which means two over here, two over here, and one on one on the narrower side, which makes a total of six. So let us start with first. Okay, we'll draw a rectangle. There are two people sitting over here. Just a minute. Okay, two people on the longer side, let's say, and 2 on the narrower side. Okay. So now there are conditions given that A sits third to the right of E, B sits third to the left of D, A sits to the immediate right of B, then A and B are neighbors and sit on the same side. Okay, what we have is A and B sit on the same side. Well, uh, if A and B are neighbors and they sit on the same side, which means A and B will be on the longer side, because they have to be neighbors. Okay, and they can't be neighbors by being one of them on the narrower side and one of them on the longer side, which means A and B have to be on the same side. Okay, now we have got the one point that A and B are neighbors and sit on the same side. Now A is to the immediate right of B. Okay, so A is to the immediate right of B. So suppose B is sitting on the longer side, over this longer side, and A is to the immediate right of B, which means A has to be over here. So this is one condition. Let's move on to the next condition, that is A sits third to the right of E. Okay, A sits third to the right. So suppose E is at a place and third to the right means, so this is left of E, this is right of E, and third to the right means 1, 2, 3. Okay, always remember 1, 2, 3, third to the right of E, which means if this is third place, this is second place, this is first place, E should be over here. Fine. Now B is third to the left of D. So B is third to the left of D. Try to solve this now. Okay. So what is the statement given? B is third to the left of D. B is third to the left of D, which means 1, 2, 3, and D. Okay. This has to be the left and right. So D has to be over here, which means D's left will be this part and the right will be this part. Okay. As he is facing south, always remember for south it is opposite, that left over here, right over here. For north it is left over here, right over here. Okay, just imagine facing the screen. Okay, now last point, what is it? That C is not a neighbor of A, which means C has only one place to be, and which is C over here, and the last person is F. So F will be over here. Try to look at the statements, read it, and check it once. Try to solve by your own. Okay. So moving on to the questions. Who is opposite D? So opposite D. So is opposite A. It is D. Okay. So now who are the neighbors of D? That is E and F. And who sits between A and D? It is again F. So this is the basic concept. First, we have to identify the sitting arrangement on the rectangle, on the rectangular table, or is it a square table. Then we have to identify where they are sitting with respect to the corners, with respect to their sitting arrangements. After that, go for the given conditions and then try to solve it. Now, there's a similar question with eight people, and it is a square now. Okay, try to solve this by your own. Try to read the conditions and solve it. Okay, so let us start. So it is a square table. Okay, first point, square table such that four people sit at the corner and four along the side. So four people sit at the corner, which is like this way, and four people sit at the sides. The people sitting around the corners face the center while the rest face outside. Okay, so which means the people who are sitting at the corner face the center, and the rest, which means the people along the sides, will face outside. So one, two, three, four. Fine. So let us start. So first statement is P is sitting exactly opposite Q, but they don't face each other, which means their directions are opposite. Okay, so their directions are in such a way that they can't see each other face, which means let me give you a detailed explanation. So this is a square. Okay, the along the side people are facing outside. Okay, the people over here are facing inside. Okay, so now P and Q are exactly opposite each other, but their faces are not towards each other, which means their faces are facing outside, which means P and Q can be here. This is one point. Second, S is to the immediate left of U, who faces the center. Okay, so now U is someone who faces the center. Okay, which means he is sitting at one of the corner, and S is to the immediate left of U, which means this will be a position. So which means S and U will be in such a way that U is facing the center and S is towards it. Okay, next point. uh, R is third to the left of P. Okay, so R is third to the left of P. Okay, So we'll put this. If he is facing, this is left for P, this is right for P. And what is the given condition? That L sits, what is, sorry, that R sits third to the left of P. Okay, R sits third, that is 1 2 3. Okay, R sits third to the left of P. So now looking at the given conditions, SU, okay, SU. In SU, who is facing the center? U faces the center, which means U has to be on a corner. If let us say if U is over here and towards his left should be S. So this is not a possible case because it's already occupied by P. Okay. So which means S has to be over here. S has to be, oh sorry, U has to be over here. So S can be here. Fine. Moving on to the next sentences, that T is opposite V but is not the neighbor of Q, which means T is not the neighbor of Q. Okay, so T can't be over here. Okay, and T and V are opposite. So now T and V to be opposite, these are the only places. This is one, this is two. These are the only two places. So we know that T is not the neighbor of Q, so we have, it has to be V over here and T over here. And lastly, the only person remaining out of this is P Q R S T U V W. So W has to be over here. So this is the final arrangement. Okay, this is the final arrangement. Have a look at the puzzle, and we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so try to solve this one. So now it is a rectangular arrangement. 10 boys are there. Okay, three boys sit along the each border side, and two sit at the narrower side, which means 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2, 4, 10 ka arrangement. There are conditions given over there. Try to solve this. Take 5 minutes and we'll continue again. Okay, so let's start with this one. So this is a rectangle, fine. So three along each broader side and narrower side, which means 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you will have 1 and 2, 1 and 2 over here, right? So what is given over here that three boys are facing outside while the rest face the center, okay, which means three face outside, okay, and seven will face inside, okay, inside the center, or towards the center. So now J and F are on the narrower side and are immediate left, and are to be and are to the immediate left of each other, okay, immediate left of each other, which means one is facing out of J and F. Dekho, what is, try to read the statement once, that J and F are on the narrower side. Let us suppose they are sitting over here, and both of them are on the narrower side and are to the immediate left of each other. So one has to face inside, one has to face outside. In such cases only it's possible that people are towards the left of each other. Okay, so what is given, G is between A and C and is exactly opposite H. So G is between exactly opposite between A and C, between A and C, which means A comma G comma C has to be on the narrower side. Sorry, broader side. Okay, it has to be on the broader side. That's when G can come in between, and also G is, an exactly opposite H. So G is exactly opposite H. This is one condition. J and F is one condition. So this is one. AGC is second, and G opposite to H is third. Now C is not between two people on the same side. Okay, C is not between two people on the same side. Fine. Okay. Now B is between I and H. Okay, and C is second to the left of F. Okay, second to the left of F, who is facing outside. So we got to know that F is facing outside, which means J has to face inside. Okay, that's what the condition was. So suppose F is facing outside, so J has to face inside. And to the immediate left of the person who is second to the right of E. Okay, C is second to the left of F, who is facing outside, and next to the immediate left, they are talking about C again, okay, and to the immediate left of the person who is second to the right of E. Okay, so this is a kind of a complex, what would we say, complex one. So what can we do in this case? So considering all the sides which are needed to be considered, so always try to solve this such questions in a circular form. Okay, just a minute. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and 1 and 2. Okay, so first we'll start with the basic statement, which was the easiest statement. That is, uh, that is J and F are sitting on the narrower side and are to the immediate left of each other. Okay, so let us say the center guy will be over here, because तभी जाके उसका left यहाँ पर आएगा, and the person who is facing outside तभी जाके उसका left यहाँ पर आएगा. So now what we got to know is who was facing outside. Okay, F was facing outside. अगर F was facing outside, then J has to be over here. Okay, this is one point. Okay, J. is facing over here. So this is one, this is two. These are two key points. Now C sits. So we'll just put the directions over here, as it will be easier for us to conclude in the final. This is facing outside, this guy is facing inside. Okay. Now C is second to the left of F. Now C is second to the left of F, which means if this is F over here, this will be 1, this will be 2. Okay. So C will be over here. Okay. C is second to the left of F. So now what was the statement regarding AGC? That G sits exactly between C. So now if G wants to sit exactly between C, G has to be over here, okay, and A has to be over here. Fine. So this is half the puzzle solved. Okay. So now next we'll start again. That H is opposite to what we say G, but they do not face each other. Again, if they do not face each other, which means they should be facing outside. Also, there was a point that three people face outside. So we have got all those three people, that is G, H, and F, and the rest people facing inside. Okay, will be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. Okay, okay. So what are the other points? That B is between I and H. So if I is over here, then B has to be over here facing center, and I has to be over here facing the center. So we have almost solved this. We have got A, we have got B, C, D. Only D is remaining. D and E. Okay. So D and E is remaining. Okay. So what is remaining is D and E is remaining. Okay, so what are the statements given for D and E? Okay, so let us focus on the last statement. Last statement is last statement is C is not between two people on the same side. Okay, B is between I. Okay, C is second to the left of F, who is facing outside, and and to the immediate left of person who is sitting second to the right of E. So second to the right of E. Okay, second to the right of E. So how can it take place? Second to the right of, just a minute. Okay, sorry, my mistake. The statement is B has to be between I and H. Okay, B has to be in between I and H. Okay, now C is second to the left of F, who is facing outside. Okay, and to the immediate, so we are talking about C. Okay, C is to second to the left and to the immediate left of person. Okay, immediate left of person, so E has to be over here, who is sitting second to the right of B. So second to the right of B and immediate left will be C. So remaining person will be D over here. So I will write down this again. First, try to solve this in a circular manner. Then it will be easy arranging all this people in a rectangular term. Okay, I will write it down all. Okay, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Okay, so this was A, G, C, J, okay, F, D, I, B, H, and E. Okay, and the people facing outside were H, G, and F, and the rest people were facing inside. Okay, so now try to solve this. Try to have just have a look on this. and will arrange them in a rectangular manner. Okay, so this was the rectangle. Okay, three people over here, two people over here. Okay, so now J and F were on the narrower side and to the immediate left of each other. So J and F were towards the narrower side, which means E, B, H will be over here, I will be over here, D will be over here, and A, G, C will be over here. Okay, so we have concluded this rectangle on the basis of J and F are sitting on the narrower side. Okay, so narrower side we considered this and are to the immediate left of each other. Okay, and even this sentence gets satisfied that C is not between two people on the same side, which means G and J they are not on the same side, but C is between them. Okay, so moving on to the questions, who is sitting between B and D? It is none other than I. Okay, who is to the immediate right of J? Immediate right of J. Now J was facing inside, which means the immediate right was C. Okay, what is the position of G with respect to I? So I was facing the center, which means I is facing the center. This is one, this is two, this is three. Okay, this will be left for I and this will be right for I. So it will be nothing but what is the position of G with respect to I? It is third to the left. Third to the left. Answer for third. Complete this. Take a time of 1 minute. Then we'll move to the next question. So this is the final puzzle. So this is again a complex puzzle for a rectangular table with eight people, four on the corner, four on the sides, and all are facing the center. So there is no one facing outside. Okay, but in this question, there is one more condition that people are wearing different watches. Okay, so now we have to first arrange the people and also arrange the watches as per the people sitting in that rectangle on that rectangular table. So give a 5 minutes time and we'll continue. Okay, so let us start with the first statements. Okay, so now S along one of the longer side. Okay, first we'll draw the four. Just wait. Okay, so this is your rectangle. Okay, so now we'll look at the sitting arrangement once, such that four friends are at the corner and four along the side. So which means one, two, three, four, one, two, three, and four. Fine. So each of them is wearing a different watch. Okay, all are facing the center. S along one of the longer side is third to the right of Q, who is wearing a watch D. Okay, so now S along the longer side. So again, it would be better if we solve this question in such a way that we get all the answers in a single way. Okay, so firstly, we'll start that S is is along one of the longer side and is third to the right of Q. So if this is Q, okay, so third to the right, as all are facing center, so it will be like this way: one, two, three, third. Okay, so now which watches are people wearing? Okay, and Q and is third to the right of Q, who is wearing a watch D and is at the corner. So let us say if D is sitting at this corner, okay, and uh, sorry, Q is sitting at this corner, okay, Q is sitting at this corner wearing a watch D, okay, I'm putting it in bracket, and third to the right is who? S, fine, S, okay. Now F is wearing a watch C, okay, and is to the immediate right of R. So this is R, and to the immediate right is F. So this is a closed case, which means there are no persons in between them. Okay, it's to the immediate R. So now F wears a watch C. I will put this in a bracket, and R, okay, wears a watch which is named A. Now M wearing watch H is opposite L. Okay, so if L is sitting over here, okay, then M will be exactly opposite. Always try to denote in such manner so you can remember the points. Whenever there's a straight line and I'm putting a cross on it, which means they are exactly opposite each other. Fine. So now M is wearing a watch H and L is wearing a watch E. Now S wears watch B and sits opposite F. Okay, so now sits opposite F. Okay, and what is the name of the watch that S is wearing? It is B. Okay, so B, fine. And we also had one more statement that R is sitting exactly. Sorry, F is sitting exactly. Sorry, it will be immediate right. Okay, so the closed case which was R and F. Okay, so this is over here. Fine. So the watches they are wearing is A and C. Okay, so A and C. Fine. So what other statements do we have? That L is exactly opposite M. Okay. So what L is exactly opposite M. Fine. So only two spaces are remaining for opposite cases. That is L and M. But we don't know the exact position if L can be on the right side or on the left side. So we'll put two terms L and M. Okay, L and M can be opposite. We don't have the exact idea. So now M is not the neighbor of the person who wears a watch A. Who is wearing a watch A? So R is wearing a watch A. So M cannot be over here. So it has to be only L over here and M to the other side. Okay, so we got L over here, M over here. Fine. So what are the watches they are wearing? That is E, and M is wearing H watch. Fine. So only two spaces are remaining, which is P and other one. Okay, T is not opposite the people who wear watches D and J. Okay, so D, so if a person, okay, we are talking right now about whom? It is about T. Okay, T is not opposite, so someone who is wearing watch D, which means if Q is wearing watch D, he cannot be on the opposite side of Q. Now we have T over here. Fine, we have T over here. So we have solved this set. So the only person remaining, P, will come over here. Okay, we have got all the watches. So we have all got all the watches. So only remaining watches are uh, who wear watches D and J. Okay, so D and J. So which means J has to be this. J इसके पास आएगा watch. And what other watches we have is we have completed J, E, A, C, D, H. Only watch remaining is G. Okay, so he will wear G watch. So I will write this down again. Okay, so the watches they are wearing is E, A, C, D. Okay, H. Then you will have G over here. Fine. Then B over here, and finally J over here. Okay, the circled one are the watches, and the rest are the friends. Okay, try to take a glance for on this entire puzzle. Okay, and the questions are who sits opposite the person wearing watch J. So person wearing watch J is none other than Q. So it has to be Q. Okay, the answer is Q. Okay, who wear who wears watch G? So who is wearing it? It is T. Okay, which of this position is true regarding the person? So there are no options given. So cancel this. Okay, so this is how rectangular puzzles are solved with two conditions. First, on the narrower side or the broader side or maybe the corners. Okay, and the next is okay, just a second. Yeah, the next is based on the people facing outside, facing inside, and also some other entities adjoined to them. Okay, with respect to maybe watches or any subjective things. Okay, so this was all for today's lecture with respect to rectangular and square arrangement. So let us know if you have any doubts. Okay, thank you everyone.